Introduce Miss Erica Powell. Miss Erica Powell is the principal of the upper school, and let's give her a hand.
Well, thank you so much. I first want to take a minute and thank everyone for taking time out of your busy schedules to come tonight. I get the opportunity to tell you a little bit more for our existing families who are already here, our current families, a little bit more about our 9-12 program, which I'm very, very passionate about. I think we've done some really great things in the last couple of years to even enhance it more, and I think they had a great program before I got here a couple of years ago. And for the new families, I get to tell you all about how much I really, really love the 9-12 program we have here and the great teachers that we have here to offer the programming. The first thing I'm going to do so that they don't have to introduce themselves is just have my teachers come up and tell you who I have here tonight. I have Lisa Johnson up here. She's one of our art teachers. Erica Higgins in the back is one of our orchestra teachers. Next is John D'Alessandro. He's a special education teacher. Brian Meyer teaches our sciences. Aaron Johnson teaches our humanities. I have one of our wonderful students, student senator. He's on the basketball team, graduating senior. If you want to know what the trench is like to get through, go ahead and ask Ethan what it takes to get through and how much accomplishment you feel when you finish, right, Ethan?
Yep.
Last 9 weeks here.
Yep.
Krista Osmondson, our Latin teacher. I have Sandy Williams, our math teacher. Miss Wendy Klutch, she is our guidance counselor. Karen Connor works in our facilities and operations. Janice Gerhardt, I'm sure many of you new families have worked with Janice because she is our enrollment coordinator. And the last person over here I have is Randy Vetch. He's our operations director who helps to make sure all of this is ready to go. So, again, I appreciate all of them coming tonight to share the information with you because they are really the gears that make this place go beyond the students that are here. So a little bit about our School of Rhetoric. Our 9-12 school, really what they're going to be doing. So for classical education, you have that School of Grammar, gaining the knowledge of the School of Logic. If any of you have, I'm sure you all have 8th graders because you're here, they like to ask why. Well, why? Well, why? Why are you saying that? Why do I have to go to bed on time? Why do I have a curfew? So they like to start to ask that how and why of things. And as they get into the School of Rhetoric, we realize that our kids and our students can start defending that. So they might ask why, they might know the answer why, and they can now answer that question. So they can defend an understanding, a perspective, and or a belief via discussion. So we want our kids to have the knowledge and then to be able to eloquently articulate that to whoever they're talking to. And with creativity, clarity, and answering the why of the subject. So now they can actually, instead of just asking why, they can now answer why something is happening. They have a natural desire to persuade. If you've ever gotten into a debate with a 9th grader, you probably know that they very much want to persuade you into whatever they are trying to argue, and they are very persistent in sometimes trying to get their point across. They like to self-express and convince that is going to be a very fine-tuned art. And then that we here in our School of Rhetoric get to do an advanced Socratic discussion, which means our humanities program, which I'll tell you a little bit more about in a little while, gets to do in-depth Socratic seminar discussion. They're going to read some really great sources, get into groups, and discuss and talk about those big ideas, those essential thoughts, those critical thinking skills that aren't going to be taught through just rote memorization. They're going to use that knowledge that they have to really explore big ideas, and they're going to be able to apply that anywhere in life. So what course offerings? How are we different? For those of you who don't know much about classical education, how and why are we different than the local school down the street? So we're a little different in a couple things, but I'm just going to have to talk through it because the slide read too long. There we go. So what kind of course offerings do we have? We have our humanities class. That's really kind of the backbone of the program that we start with. Our English and our history classes are combined in one. and they learn through studying primary sources. So your kid isn't going to come home necessarily with this giant history textbook that many of us learned from. And I was a social studies teacher, so I taught from them as well at times. They are going to come home with large books, but they're primary source books. They're going to read Homer. They're going to read the Aeneid. They're going to read from ancient Greek to modern day many of the great works of literature, and they're going to learn history through reading the literature. So they're not just going to open up a history textbook and just learn history. We're going to read literature and learn about history through literature. We require 4 years of world language because we understand that through knowing other languages, we understand our own language better. 2 of those years must be Latin. Many people ask why do you still require Latin today? And my Latin teacher will be up in a little while, and I'm sure she's going to definitely tell you why kids still learn Latin today. And beyond that, they can choose 2 other years of language, but we also have some upper level, many kids choose to stay with Latin, some choose to go to another language, and so we have some great offerings. We require 4 years of math, and many schools are going to this requirement because many colleges are starting to go to the requirement of 4 years of math. Many of our students start on the typical track of geometry. Some of our students start higher than that, and they can get all the way up to an AP Calculus and AP Statistics, and our kids are very successful in those programs as well. 4 years of science, we have many science electives, and our science teacher will tell you a lot about it. Our freshmen, so the students that are here today, you'll start with chemistry. And that may seem a little odd, and I'm sure Brian will explain for you why we start with chemistry. We have electives including composition, creative writing, ceramics, orchestra, Spanish. To be similar, not similar, but to offer those rigorous courses and still let you get some of those college credits, which many schools are starting to do. We have a gamut of CIS, which is college in the schools. If it's your first kid coming through a high school, that might be a new acronym for you. College in the schools. It means a local college or university is having a high school teacher teach their course right on their campus and give college credit. So Krista Osmondson is our one CIS teacher, and she's back there. She teaches CIS, 2 CIS Latin courses and a CIS for our first year next year Greek course, which is really exciting. And then AP stands for Advanced Placement. This is a nationally accredited college credit program that students have to take a test at the end to earn the college credit. But we offer AP Biology. We'll have AP Chemistry next year for the first year. We have AP Physics, AP Calculus. We'll have AP Statistics for the first time next year. We have a couple AP Art classes, AP Studio Art 2D, AP Studio Art 3D, AP Art History. I think I hit them all. So we have some of those great offerings as well to continue to challenge students that are excelling beyond the regular curriculum as well. And now I can't go to the next. So what do they need to graduate from here? They need 4 years of humanities. They need 2 art credits. One of those has to be a fine arts credit, and one is an art history credit. They need 4 credits of math, 4 credits of science, 4 credits of world language. We do require a couple what we call singleton classes. They'll take a class on logic, on how to think, so they'll learn how to critically think. They'll take a course on rhetoric to learn how to eloquently speak their thoughts. They'll take a course on Eastern thought. Much of our humanities courses are on the Western civilizations, so then they do take a course on Eastern thought so that we hit the Eastern civilizations as well. Economics and healthy living, equaling, and then they have some electives they can choose, so totaling 26 credits, which is similar to some of the school districts around here in total credits, but different types of credits being required. We do offer athletics. We are co-op with another school for some of our athletics. So we offer boys and girls soccer, girls volleyball, there's running clubs, there's boys and girls basketball, Nordic skiing, track and field, baseball, frisbee, tennis, golf, and I think each year we're starting to get a few more. So with the co-op with the International School of Minnesota, each year we've had a few more sports added for kids to choose from. And then we also offer clubs. JCL is our Latin club. We have our NHS, which is the National Honor Society. We have a Knowledge Bowl team this year for the first time, robotics, and they're looking for interest to start a mock trial team. And then there's also some of the fine arts clubs with choir and orchestra, string ensemble, band, theater, and sometimes we are looking for interest in a pep band that would start for athletic events. And so that would be really fun. I know our band teacher over there, I bet, would love to have a pep band going. So